What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of This Hits Different, hosted by yours truly, Riley Nelson. Happy New Year, everybody! It is 2024, and I have a really good feeling about this year. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, let me place this right here. So I'm trying something new out right now. My microphones are being kind of crappy. Something's going on with my tech, and so I got these little mics for Christmas, and I'm going to give it a go. We're going to see if this is any good. Pray to God that the sound quality is good enough. Who knows? But anyways, you guys, it is the new year, 2024. I wanted this to be ready to go for you guys as soon as it hits midnight, and I am so excited for this year. For my astrology girlies, this year is my Jupiter return, so I'm very excited. I'm just now recently getting into astrology, so I'm going to be really, really annoying about it for the next few weeks. Sorry, guys, but I'm not. But yeah, so anyways, this year's my Jupiter return, and I'm so excited because I really feel like this year is going to have a lot of good, especially when it comes to podcasts. I still have a really good opportunity, but I'm not ready to share yet because I don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to jinx it. You know what I mean? I want this, I'm not going to tell anybody about it, or I'm not going to tell like the podcast about it until it is fully green lighted. I'm getting paid, and I'm, going on that. So let me get my phone. I want to do a little 2023 recap. For those of you who don't know, 2023 was not my year. It was humbling, to say the least. But it was humbling, but I think it was necessary. I think I needed to go through it for the plot and to grow myself, if that makes sense. I had to shed some things to make room for the new. And I know I always said that. Like I knew that that's what was happening. So I want to talk about like some of my podcast stuff. And I want to talk about some of my episodes and my artists and where they are now and what's going on with them. But before I do that, boy, oh boy, do I have a story for you. My family already knows about this. If you're my boss, or you're my boss's boss's boss, or, you work at my company, this might not be the story for you. And I'm going to ask you kindly to turn it off. And here's why. This is about my sex life. And I have been dying to tell this story on the podcast, but I've been waiting because there's some stuff going on with other podcasts. I got eyes on me, and I didn't want to look bad. And I didn't want them to think I'm a slut, or I don't know. I just don't really feel like my coworkers need to be hearing about my sex life. But you know what? That's me doing a disservice to you, my listener, because it's a good fucking story and it's really funny. So I'm going to start this from the beginning. So it starts a few months ago. I matched with this guy on Bumble, and him and I go back and forth. We're supposed to go on a date. I ended up canceling the date just because I wasn't really feeling like it. And then nothing really happened from there. I would see him out and about at bars. We'd be, whatever. He would text me and be like, "Oh, I saw you at 10. Oh. I shouldn't be saying where I'm going. Whatever. He saw me at Tin Roof, and he was like, "Oh my God, did I see you there?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I would see him out multiple times. I knew he was a real person. We had mutual friends, and I was like, okay, whatever. So one night, he texted me super late at night. I didn't answer. He's doing a little booty call, whatever. And then the next morning, I wake up, and I was making fun of him because he deleted his chats, which I don't blame him because I would too if I were booty calling someone at 3 a.m. So anyways, he texted me. We're texting back and forth. Banner's good, whatever. And he was like, "Can I come over?" And I was like, "You can come over, but you are not coming inside of my house. I'll come out to the car. I'll say hi, but you're not coming in." So he comes out to he comes over to the house, and I go in the car. We're chatting, whatever. We hang out. It's fine. He leaves. I go about my day. The next weekend, I'm out. I don't even remember where I was. I probably was at Barstool because that's on brand for me. And I was feeling a little. I was feeling a little bit like I didn't want to go home alone, if you know what I mean. So I text this guy and I'm like, "Hey, are you out?" And he's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Great. Do you want to come over?" Just let that sit for a second. So yeah, he comes over and I was like, "We're not having sex. We're not having sex, but you can come over." Well, he comes over, we like are doing our thing, whatever, and then we're about to go to sleep. And then, we're just like, you know what? Like we start getting like handsy again. Things start moving and next thing you know, we had sex. And so for those of you who have been listening for a while, I am no longer a virgin. I just got to the point, I'm 23, and I was just like, bro, like what am I waiting for at this point? I dread having the conversation with guys that it's my first time. It always makes them kind of weird, and then it makes them like be like, "Oh, I don't want to take your virginity," and like whatever. So I just was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in the mood. He's in the mood. It feels right. Don't worry, we were safe. But we had sexy time, and it was great. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed myself. And I just thought, who cares? Not who cares, because I don't know what I feel like on sex, honestly. Like, it feels good, but then also, like, I do like having a connection with someone. But this, I was just like, this is a Band-Aid, and I just want to rip it off because it was cute when I was like 18 to 20 years old, and then 21 got there, and then 22, and all of a sudden I'm 23, about to be 24, and I was like, okay, I need to just rip off this Band-Aid. It's getting a little embarrassing at this point. So anyways, we have sex. Afterwards, he just got a little cold, as guys do, and so then I asked him to leave, and that made him mad, but that's okay. We're still talking, I guess, so it's like, I don't know. Honestly, we're still texting each other to hook up, honestly. If you're my family, please, I hope to God that you stopped listening way before this. But anyways, yeah, so we did that. I'm not a virgin anymore, and I think a lot of people have been waiting for this moment. So, the next morning I'm telling all my friends, I'm telling my roommate, and Kala's like, come over and tell me everything. So I go over to Kala's, and I'm telling her all about it, and we're dying laughing, and my cousins text me in our cousin group chat, and it's just like the kids, and I respond back, and I'm like, guys, I had sex last night, and then all of a sudden my phone starts blowing up, and I make the realization that I not only sent it to my cousins, I sent it to my grandparents in our cousin Christmas group chat. Let's just take a moment to think about that. I lost my virginity the night before, and I texted my fucking grandparents that I just had sex. So you can imagine the panic, the absolute mayhem that is going on in my body as I realize that I have just texted my grandparents that I had sex. There is nobody worse to text. I would have rather texted my parents. I would have rather texted literally anybody else but my grandparents. So I realized that I did that. I unsent the text so fast, and I said, "Oh my God," and then I left the group chat. And my cousins and my sister, everybody is texting me individually like, "Oh my God, Riley." And I'm like, guys, I fucking know. I messed up. This is so embarrassing. And so I ended up, I responded back to the group chat and I said, "Oh my God." And then I left the group chat because I no longer have a family. That's the most embarrassing thing that you can do. Are you kidding me? Like, lose your virginity and then tell your grandparents about it. It was easily one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I'm screaming, I'm panicking, but I'm also thinking, okay, you know what? Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe it's okay. Maybe we're in the clear. And my cousin calls me and she's dying laughing. I'm also laughing because I can realize that this is funny. And my cousin, I'm like, oh, well, maybe they didn't see. And my cousin was like, no, I was on the phone with them and they definitely saw it, but they knew it wasn't meant for them, so it's okay. So, anyways, I'm super embarrassed. I'm like having a panic attack, crying. I'm laughing. I'm feeling all the things because I'm like, this is funny. This is good content, but also this is so embarrassing. So then my grandma calls me and we just agreed that we would never talk about it again. And my grandpa was mortified. And but my grandma thought it was funny. She was laughing and she was like, "You know what? It's okay. You're an adult. We all do these things." She was being so sweet about it. Like if I were going to send it to any grandparents, these were the right ones to do because the grandparents on my other side would not have been so receptive. So yeah, easily that is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. And then to make things worse, my family and I are playing Quiplash on Christmas Eve, and the entire game, every single answer was either I had sex last night, which is the text that I had sent, Riley's virginity, or Riley had sex. So at least my family has a really good humor about it. I ended up having to tell my parents because way too many people in my family knew about this for it not to get back to them. So I ended up telling my parents, and they thought it was funny that I had like texted my grandparents. They were also like, okay, girl, like good for you, but like don't tell us any more of this. And I was like, you do not have to worry about that from me. So yeah, always check the group chats before. So like it had popped down and I just slid down, but another text had come through as that text came through. And so I thought I was sliding down on the cousins, but I was sending it into the cousin Christmas with my grandparents included. So that was really embarrassing. And I hope you got a kick out of that story because I actually wanted to crawl in a hole and die. So let's talk a little bit about 2023. Okay, let's see. My bonus episode was the first of the year. It was New Year, New Me. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, it was a life update. I got laid off from my job in January, so that was fun. One thing I did in 2023 was I rebranded the show. So if you're an OG listener, you know, and honestly, even if you like want to go back, you can still listen. It's all there. I haven't taken it down, and I'm not going to. But this show was dating and music, but I rebranded it to just be music because I just thought that that fit better. I also just felt like if I did dating, I would want to co-host. It was a little too serious. It was like more heavy than I wanted it to be, and I just thought, okay, let's change this to just music because it's fun. So yeah. The first artist I interviewed this year was Neve. And Neve is freaking killing it, you guys. They're the band from Germany. They're like indie pop, 1975 vibes. Like they're so, so talented. I cannot wait for them to come to America because I will be first in line at their show. They were one of my top artists, which was cool. I had a lot of bonus episodes this year. The next one was How to Be Okay with Being Single, which is a classic. Like I said, not with, it's not, doesn't go along with my show anymore, but it did at the time. And I interviewed Dr. Chris Marsh, and I freaking loved her. She had so much insight. She is so smart. She's done so much research on this. She has multiple books. Like, she's just freaking killing it, and I love her. And Dr. Chris, if you are listening, we love you on This Hits Different. The next guest I interviewed was Dave from The Thing with Feathers, and that was a good episode. I think to this day, I think that's still one of my favorites. Dave and I just have like such a good chemistry. Like we've been friends for a while, and like that like banter and that chemistry, it's just there. And like it was just like a really fun episode to record. We had a lot of laughs. We got really deep. I was not expecting him to be so open and get so deep with me, but that was awesome. And let me tell you something. The Thing with Feathers fans showed up and showed out because that is my top listened to episode by a landslide. So if you're listening to this and you're an artist that wants to come on here, absolutely come on here, but like help me do some promo because Dave did, and y'all, his fans are so good. I freaking love them. They also like come up to me all the time in public, and it's freaking adorable. I'm gonna get another sip of my drink. I made a spicy margarita. I'm literally recording this a few hours before I go out for New Year's. Hang on. Okay. Okay. I hope that's not picking up. Okay. I think that's okay. Anyways, sorry, my roommates are playing music. Everyone's like starting to pregame. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to record real quick because I want this to drop right at midnight. The next episode was I Am Mad. Oh, that's the title of it. That's funny. With Flamingo. He is one of my Belmont besties. He's killing it. He's a DJ producer. We love him on the show and definitely go listen to him. And then I had on JT Foley. Y'all, she's freaking killing it. She's out in LA right now. She's writing music. Let me pull up some of the songs that she's written because she is a badass and she's doing so good. Okay, let me see. Oh, she got a cut from Olivia O'Brien, okay? It's called Band-Aid on a Bullet Hole, and she's a freaking badass. Oh, she also has a cut from Gail. Oh, that's the one that we talked about on the episode too. But yeah, she got a cut from Gail and Olivia O'Brien. And if anybody doesn't know, a cut means that one of the artists performed her song. So she's a songwriter on it. Let's see. She got another one too. Oh, yeah, she's got one with Taylor Bickett, who's my other queen. It's called Idiot. But yeah, she's out there. She's killing it. She's getting her name out there, and she's writing a ton. And definitely a good person to know and have your eye on. The next one I have is Kala. Kala's one of my bestie girls, and you might have saw her this year on The Voice. So that happened. We kind of teased it a little bit, but like we couldn't say what it was at the time because there were like contracts and stuff, and she hadn't gone on the show yet. But Kala got on Team Gwen and went to knockouts and then was sadly sent home. But she is a badass and another person that you're gonna want to keep your eye on in 2024 because she's gonna be touring a little bit, doing some shows, and she's just doing so good. And I'm so proud of her. And Kala, I love you. Okay, next I have Molly Forbes. She's one of my girls from Belmont. I love her so much. She also is killing it. She's gotten some really big rights lately, and she has such a bright future ahead of her. You guys keep an eye on her. Ooh, okay. The next one we have is Amelia Moore. Um, Amelia, another one of my Belmont bestie girls. She was my first friend at Belmont, and she is doing so good. She was on tour with Lolo Zuai. She was on tour with Fletcher. She's writing a ton. She's been releasing music. I think her latest release was I'm Not Over My Ex. If you have not listened to that song and you need a song to cry and scream to, that's the one. Y'all, it is so good. Um, she's, I mean, seriously killing it. I think she's still Apple Music's Artist of the Year too, or up and coming Artist of the Year. So definitely also keep an eye on her. Next, I have Emily Brooke. Emily Brooke is killing it right now. She's working on some new music. She's been writing a ton, writing for other artists and writing for herself. And she just released a Christmas song. I know Christmas is over now, but if you want to hear it, go listen. And she's got a lot of new music and exciting stuff coming out in 2024. Literally, I have not had one person on the show that I'm like every person I'm like, watch out for them and watch them. And it's just because they're all freaking killing it. They're all so good at what they do. Okay, next, I have Taylor Bickett. Taylor is my queen. She's also killing it. She's got another song going viral on TikTok. Another artist just to look out for. I don't know like how many times I can say this, but all my guests are the best. They're literally doing so well. They're all starting in their careers and just skyrocketing and getting their name out there. And I'm so proud of them. I think Taylor has some shows coming up in 2024, so keep an eye out for that. And next, I have Jemiah. Jemiah is killing it. She's been really focusing on TikTok, and I'm so proud of her. I see her all over my For You page. She's writing, she's performing. I think she said that she was working on an EP soon, so we can definitely look out for that next year. And I have Amber Ace. She is writing a ton. I keep seeing on Instagram that she has songs that she's putting out, and I think she has some shows as well. She's killing it. Jemiah's killing it. Literally everybody is killing it, and I cannot be more excited for what 2024 holds for me and for all the artists that I've had on this show, because everyone's just doing so good. They're hustling. Everyone's working their ass off, and it's showing, and I'm so proud. Ooh, This Hits Different turned 1 year old. I'm so excited. I did this like right after I started my new job, actually. So that was like a little celebration episode. I had on Hunter Ray. Nope, sorry. I had on Emily Brooke again because my guest had canceled, and I was like, Emily, can you please come back on? Because her and I have gotten so close. And literally, like, her and I have gotten really close because of the show. Like, we would not, I mean, we probably would have met, but we wouldn't have if it wasn't for This Hits Different. And that's what I love about this show is it brings people together. It brings communities together. It brings artists with their fans. Artists get to talk directly to their fans. And I hope that you like me because I like sharing my stories. And if you don't, that sucks. Stop listening. Okay. And then I have Savannah Burrows. Also another one who's just kicking out songs left and right. She has a lot of new stuff coming out in 2024. And she had a show recently, and she's performing and working on her TikTok and her social media, and very proud of her. We love her. Okay, we're getting to the end. The next one is Johnny Catini, and Johnny had released his album called English Boy Turned American Man, and it's just like an indie banger. Like he's just so like John Mayer, but alternative, but like so talented. Like the way that man can play, and like he does everything for himself. He plays guitar and he sings, and he's just so good. He's on tour. He's been touring with Georgia Webster and what's the guy's name? I can't think of it right now. And then lastly, it wasn't the season finale because I'm not done with the seasons yet, but it was a end of 2023. This is the last episode I released. And that was with Lo Norel. She talked about her latest release draft pick, and then she has a project coming out next year, sometime in the spring. So do it, listen, stream, watch. You guys, I love you so much. I can hear the pregame getting really rowdy, and I'm getting a little bit of FOMO up here. But I wanted to be the first to tell you Happy New Year's, Happy 2024, and I am so excited to see what is in store for This Hits Different and what is in store for Riley Nelson. Is that a little cocky? Yes. But I just feel like this is my year, and I need it after 2023. And I feel like I have worked so hard for it, and I deserve it. And I know that sounds cocky, but I've worked my ass off, and I love you guys so much. Happy New Year's, happy 2024, and without further ado, goodbye. Okay, actually, no, I lied, because I'm going to tell y'all, go do all the housekeeping things. So to start off, go follow me on all your socials. If you are not already, you can find my personal at Hosted by Riley Nelson, and you can find the podcast at This Hits Different Podcast. I'm not going to lie, I've been slacking on content lately. I am just a little drained, but this is what 2024 is. My goal this year is to start posting really high quality content again. I kind of took a pause because I got really, really worn out. I'm not going to lie, but we're back. It's a new year. It's a new me, baby. And I do have my grapes and my red underwear ready to go to eat under the table tonight, because I want romance this year. I want a boyfriend, and we're going to see. I don't know. I love you guys so much. All right. Goodbye. Happy 2024. Happy New Year. I wish this a year of blessings and a year of greatness for you. Go out there and do something good. Be kind. I love you guys. Goodbye.